Leave the McFarlane. Take the mezco.
Mr. Storm, as
Absolutely.
always, we got the tier rating system all queued up here. I'm so excited to talk a little bit more about which figures will survive the pre-order test.
All right. Well, like I said again, if I wasn't frozen right here, so give you a couple of seconds and everything. We'll let my man, Mr. Maddox, right, read that. I'll get my camera working again.
Yes, sir. So welcome to Pre-Order Mafia. We have been explaining this a little bit, but there's a 3-tier rating system, and last week we actually added a 4th tier, but that doesn't exist all the time. It's only for special purposes. Our first one is, is it a made figure? Meaning it's a made man in plastic. This figure earns its buttons, so it's something that you will pre-order. You have no doubts about it. Right. Then there's number 2, which is like, forget about it. It's like maybe it catches your eye, but it's not really your style. Give you an example. Darth Moocher really likes some of the Joe stuff being released, but that's not what he does anymore. So that he'd have like a forget about it. It's got some charm, but you don't break your back for it. Then, when it's mostly related to McFarlane figures, there's a number 3 option, which is needs to sleep with the fishes, and this is one that's getting whacked straight to the toy graveyard. And while Mr. Alexander Storm likes to say whacking off toys, that's not really what we mean. It just means that the toys are getting whacked, which means that you're not going to pre-order them. And that's Pre-Order Mafia, and sometimes there's a hidden 4th option, but for the most part, you're either going to get it, you're not, and should have never been made. So,
I mean, if the Yankee Poodle didn't get us banned, the whacking off toys definitely will.
Yeah.
So we're just testing the waters here on the
Happy
stream.
4th of July, everybody.
Hey.
Yeah, well, we got a couple of things to go through, and hopefully we'll see. I may have to switch out cameras again and everything, because I think it's we're living here in Southern California, so it's a tad bit hot down here. So understand that it's affecting all the kind of things and situations. But we will roll into the actual Pre-Order Mafia. We got some stuff to look over tonight. We have got the HasLab. Gentlemen, what do you guys think about the HasLab? It was revealed earlier in the week this week. What's your thoughts on it? Do you think that in every possible way that this meted your expectations, or were you a little bit disappointed?
I said when I was on the Monday show, the HasLab reveal. If you haven't, please check that out here on the SKN channel. We did a whole hour on this HasLab reveal. I think it came down to 2 things that I wasn't sure about, which was the paint scheme that wasn't finalized upon the reveal, and the accessories were okay. Figures were cool. Yeah, it's a little bit, but I love the size. A little concerned about the rest of Arctic vehicles to go along with it, but overall pretty impressive. No surprises, but I'm gonna say it's a made HasLab. It's really cool. I like the size of it, and definitely backed the project.
Okay. Dr. Brentley, we know you didn't back the project.
Well,
So,
no, but I have to say that Dead Man 1 did change my mind about this, because I did think that it was going to be maybe too expensive. But when he actually broke down like with inflation and how much it was and what you're getting, I was like, okay, actually that's not too bad. And for me personally, it's a forget about it, but if you are a collector, I think this is definitely a made vehicle.
Yeah, I think it's good. It's one that I definitely jumped on. We again, like Brad said, we did do a whole show on this on Monday. The link will be up in the top, so you'll be able to check that out. But this is one that, look, the price point was good. I think there was a lot of like questioning coming up to it, like what would the cost be? I think they nailed the cost. I love the size of it. I know it's very close to the original one, but I do love the size of it in comparison to the other HasLabs, and even some gridiron stuff. So yeah, this was an order for me. I definitely got it. What about you, Mr. Alexander Thunderous Storm?
Oh, absolutely. The minute it went out, I actually purchased it, or backed it. I thought the price, again, we talked about this. It had to be under 350. I thought 324. I was shocked by that price. I thought Hasbro would take the opportunity to like jack the price up a little bit more. So I thought that was great. Like I said again, I think it's way bigger than I had imagined it to be. I was thinking it had to be bigger than his tank. It is substantially larger than his tank. Lore wise, this is where my only problem is that, this is the first snow vehicle, and in any possible way, I wasn't thinking that we needed that into the line. But hey, you never know what they've got planned down. You never know if there's that must mean that we're going to probably get a polar bear, which is a snowmobile. I could see that going to like retail because it's a very small vehicle. So I think that they're going to try to build this lore out a little bit. But I love Frostbite. It was interesting to have the nod back to the G.I. Joe character from Real American Hero, which they came with Lady J and Flint, which is from an episode of the original show. So it's smart in that way. So again, but pricing to me was the key counterpart. Lights it lit up a little bit better than I was anticipated. I like the blue dash. It's a winner. And as earlier in the day, we were talking about this, that I think at this moment, it's probably looking like it's closer to maybe right around, and this is a pre-tape show, so it's right around about 5,000 so far for day one. You'll be seeing this towards the end of the week. So at that time, I got a feeling it's going to probably be fully funded by week's end, man.
I think it's over. It's like, yeah, it's well over 5,000.
Yeah, it's gonna probably be that. Here's the 3 tiers, the characters, all kind of different versions of cosplay kind of scenario from them. Starbucks cups and the coffee and eggs, and they can actually have little hot dogs they can roast by the fire, and then they also got some weapons. So a lot of great things. And if you need to, you got to get to 10,000 to unlock the Lady J. That seems like that's extremely doable. They have a battle station that's right around, if I'm not mistaken, 12,000. That seems extremely doable. And Flint gets unlocked at 14. Now, we've seen it easily, the old campaigns go beyond 16. So I think this is really, with the pace that's going on right now, this is something that's going to be funded. But if you want a contrast to this, you can take a look and see what it used to look like in 1985/86. And it came with 3 Joe flag points too, which was very interesting at that point. And we actually learned that this was only for less than $7 in the 1980s price-wise. So you're not going to beat that anytime. So, did anybody have the original SnowCAT? I had it, but did anybody else have it?
Mm-hmm. I did. But I remember a buddy of mine, like he had a bunch of vehicles and he gave it to me, and I do remember like it was a little beat up. It didn't have all the accessories, but I do remember even like the windshield might have been a little beat up too, but it was cool, man. It was great vehicle.
Well, the thing that becomes familiar is the snowpedos. Yes, they coined that term, snowpedos. So look, that's probably getting backed and everything. So if you actually did back it, let us know in the comments. And let us know if you were happy with the pricing and if you like the characters that came with it. From there, we jump on to, well, here's the thing, SH Figuarts. I don't like to slander anybody's name because usually these guys actually do great stuff.
So I'll
this is the first time
let me slander them.
Yeah, this is the first time.
I like how you're like, I don't like to slander their names, but you enunciated it the best ever.
I tried
SH Figuarts. I don't like to shit on people, but when I do, you will know your name.
Look, man, you make good shit. Normally, I've never heard this line. It's always synonymous with looking like the actual subject matters that they're doing. Great articulation, everything. Yeah. This just fails. Now, there's a couple of things they have on this actual, and this is up for pre-order. So right now, as you're watching this on July 4th, don't worry. You can go on to shfiguarts.com
You
or
still get
wherever
it.
you need to go to. It's going to still up here. It's not going nowhere. You're going to get this, and you're going to wait till January of 2026 before this comes out. So if the movie's not good, you're going to be really pissed if you ordered this.
Yeah,
But
wait 2 weeks until the movie comes out, and then
Maybe.
you can order it if it's good.
This cape is made of fabric with an embedded wire for dramatic posing. They've been doing that a lot with a lot of McFarlane, a bunch of other people. Star Wars Black Series did it, so they've been using that a little bit more with a signature articulation, detailed sculpting of SH Figure Arts. A wide variety of iconic scenes can be recreated. It is up for pre-order right now. I can guarantee you as July 4th, I can look into the future, use my Nostradamus. It's still up for pre-order right now. So, like, what do you guys think? Is anybody like, does this change your mind? Are you going to go see the movie on this based on this figure?
I think first of all, Nostradamus was full of shit because all he did was just say a lot of generalities that could be taken any way that you wanted. So, second of all, this guy's head kind of reminds me of someone. Doesn't really look like Superman. I mean, I'm not gonna get this. There's no point in getting this. The only figure that I ever wanted to get about this movie was a Superman that has like the swappable faceplates, because I just wanted to see and kind of feel how they did that, because I think that's pretty neat. But look, SH Figure Arts, they usually do pretty good stuff, right? But this version of their Captain Super Underpants Man, like like the head sculpt definitely looks like somebody else, 1000%. And I'm with you. Like, it's July 4th now. You can still get pre-orders. They still have almost all of the ones that they had on for pre-order anyways. What about
Are
you?
you
Rab?
not going to say who you think it looks like?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if they watch this show.
Come on, man.
I mean, if you think you know who it looks like.
I guess we're waiting to see it. Yep.
There it is.
Yeah,
There you go.
there it is.
There it is. Shooter McGavin Superman.
I didn't want to put it out there because I don't want everyone to buy his action figure.
The collector is going to be like, "Did you get that new Shooter Man action figure?"
The other thing is the gaps look so big in these joints. It looks kind of ridiculous. It also looks like he's wearing a Speedo or something.
They do.
I don't know. Just everything about it looks weird, and it's going to be more expensive than a regular McFarlane figure.
Look how far down the S goes on his chest, by the way.
The problem is the suit.
Yeah.
You could thank James Gunn for that.
Yeah, the suit doesn't.
that's all.
Not indicative.
The articulation is going to probably be pretty decent. I don't know what this. Sometimes the SH figure arts, they will be more than 6 inches. Sometimes it's less. It's always been kind of a known issue, but I think overall there's no interest because regardless of how good or bad the movie is, he's just not a dynamic looking Superman that I would want to pose or on my shelf. And I think you're gonna get this no problem if you want it.
All right, so
it'll be discounted about 8 months from now, maybe sooner.
And it'll be the only SH Figure Arts on shelf.
Oh no,
Yeah,
you'll go
exactly.
You'll go Big Bad Toy Store. You get this for like $69 or something. So just hold.
I'm gonna say that this Superman sleeps with the fishes.
Yeah.
Not working too well for that.
Yeah.
All right. So now move on to that. And last week we had issues with Uncle Todd. This week, hey, you can have a bounce back week. Coming in now, actually, since it is on the 4th that you're watching this, you've got to next week to actually pick this up. So make sure you do. This is part of McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse, which McFarlane has coined Phygital, which means physical and digital together. So you can get a NFT kind of like version of this. You're keeping your digital wallet along with the actual character itself. But this Batman, if you read, is one of the popular series that they did, the No Man's Land. version of Batman, and then a Batgirl for a little point, which also was Robin at one point too. Stephanie Brown version of it. Now, Chet, you had some interest in the Stephanie Brown character, correct?
Yeah, I love Batgirl. Stephanie Brown was a cool Batgirl. This is a good figure. I like the. I actually really like this Batman too, to be completely honest. And I think it's because I like the yellow belt. These are two figures that like I wouldn't be opposed to getting.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So
But
what is the
Stephanie Brown one's cool.
what is the digital component to these?
It's
Yeah.
like.
So
Go ahead, Chet.
Yeah, so like I mean, when he first announced this, I went and got one and we did it on Toybox Chronicles. And honestly, what it is you buy it and then there's a code, you scan it on like on a Bitcoin wallet, and then it generates. So you have the ability to get like a super rare one. And I did that on one of the Batmans that I bought, and I got as like super rare, but like no one really uses it. No one really does it. And then you own that digital one, but like that doesn't really do anything outside of that. Then it's just like, cool, check this out. I have a Batman digital card I'm not going to use.
Yeah.
So it's not really like it doesn't really add value. Like I guess where it would make sense on like the digital side of this is if these were like Rad collects a lot of like hot toys and like higher end toys, right? So like it would be like if those toys had the ability to register them to Rad's account, and then that's how you knew it was like a legit toy. But this doesn't do any of that. It's just literally, in fact, while we're talking, I'll even see if I still have the app installed on my phone, and I'll show you.
Yeah,
It's just a waste of time, basically.
Yeah, we'll just.
it seems like it.
Put a little elevator music right here. Mr. Chad actually checks to see if he still has that app up. Don't do it too much for the copyright music now.
I don't think we can keep going. I don't think we need to worry about it.
Okay. All right. Well, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, I think these are, look, they're definitely not made men. They're not actually, though, actually somebody need to sleep with fishes. I'm going to put this into some forget about it. So if you're into the Batman No Man's Land, and also you've got a limited time, just get these top McFarlane figures because the license is reverting back to Mattel. So he's in the what we call the death thralls of making these last couple of characters out because it's going to be gone soon. So other than that, Rad, that's it for the Pre-Order Mafia.
Well, McFarlane's always on that like cusp of right. It's on the loading dock into the water, potentially tied to cinder blocks. But SH decided that it was going to go sleep with the fishes. So much appreciated. As
Batman didn't have that giant gap problem. I'll tell you that.
He did not. He did not.
Leave the McFarlane. Take the Mezco.